Hey, Christopher, how you doing? Rick Mills with Execution Digital Marketing. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I spoke with Vanessa the other day. She told me that you wouldn't be the one that might watch this video. I told her, like I told her, I work with companies, especially tree companies all across Texas and the South, on their online presence. So I really just wanted to give you a few tips and tricks that you can use yourself, and if you have questions or would like to talk further, would like to do that as well. But without further ado, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to talk about three things today. I want to talk about content, which specifically on your website, content on your website. Number two, I want to talk about citations. And number three, I'll talk about backlinks. So, number one, content, right? I'm obviously on your website here, just scrolling through. Um, you know, First and foremost, we want to get this logo centered so we can see the name of the business. That's number one, just in terms of visuals. But good that you got your contact information on here. I love the logo, by the way. That's really sharp. Um, so in terms of content and what Google looks at, obviously Google is the elephant in the room. It's where everybody goes to search for services, right? Home services, commercial services, the like. So when it comes to that, Google takes a hard look at websites, and a rule of thumb with Google is you want to have a bare minimum of 1,500 words on your homepage. Okay, that's what they look at in terms of giving that website authority. So when people search for those services, that's when your website's going to come up, on that first page, and we have a much better chance of getting ranked and getting you business that way. So when I'm, looking through your website, great picture of Houston there. Looks like maybe downtown Houston or Memorial Park, but not a lot of content, right? And so, we can help get those, at least 1,500 words on your website. I'd highly recommend that if your business is something that you would like more business from online. 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage is really going to help that out. So that's content. Number two, I want to talk about citations. When we talk about Google, we look at buyer intent keywords. And all buyer intent keyword means is, when people type in tree service Houston, like I've done here on Google search, that's a buyer intent keyword. They live in Houston and they're looking for tree service and they want to find somebody. They're going to do their research. They're going to give you a call. And so what are they looking at first? Of course, first and foremost, what they're going to see is this Google Map Pack. This is, has a lot of different names right now, but Google Map Pack is what I've always called it. And what happens when they type in this keyword is the top three businesses that have the most citations and have the most authority in Google's eyes are going to show up in this top three. And so as you can see, OM Tree Service, RF Tree Service, and Jones Road Tree Service, they've got, they've done their work. They've got the citations. All a citation is, Christopher, is, name, address, phone number as it appears on Google or on the web. So not just on Google, but on, all these directories, obviously the obvious ones like Home Advisor, Yelp, Facebook. I'm sure that you're signed up on those type of directories, but there's hundreds and hundreds of them. And so what we want to do is I want to go in. I've got tools where I'd go in and look at these different companies that are in this map pack and say, okay, what citations are they signed up for? And we'd want to get you signed up for those as well. And then we double down and we get even more citations. So when Google's taking a look at this, they're saying, oh my gosh, this company, is all over the place. They've, they're networking, people are talking about them, so on and so forth. So that's kind of how Google does this and how these get ranked. And this is organic. I mean, this is, free if you want to call it free. I mean, it does take work to do it. So time is money. I understand that. But, these folks are in here because, they've done a good job of signing up for all those different citations and directories. Getting a ton of business out of this. This is the first thing people see when they type in Tree Service Houston, these three businesses. So you can imagine, the kind of leads and business that they're getting from this. So, and so that's citations. And the third thing I'll talk about is backlinks, of course. So, as you scroll past the Google Map Pack, and this is, how a buyer or a homeowner or a business is going to do it. They're going to look at this map pack, see who's here, maybe do a little research there, and then they're going to scroll down to see who's ranked on this first page of Google for this search word, Tree Service Houston. And, as you can see, Houston Tree Surgeons, HoustonTreeServiceTeam.com. So those are the first two that we see. So what we'll do is I'll just show you a little comparison to tell you what I'm talking about here and kind of why these folks are at the top of this page. Okay, and so I've got a tool called Ahrefs. I pay $400 to $500 a month for this, but what it allows me to do is put a website in and really kind of analyze what's working and what needs work. Okay, and so here's your this is your website here, Texans Professional Tree Service.com. Excuse me. And so what we're looking at here is backlinks, and that's what I kind of want to talk to you about. So you've got 4 backlinks, as you can see, coming from two different websites. Basically, it says referring domains, and all that means is your website, your URL here, TexansProfessionalTreeService.com, is listed, on another directory, on another website, and it's linking back to your website. Right, so that's why it's called a backlink, and so what that does in Google's eyes, again, they want to see what companies are being talked about across the web, and so the more backlinks you have, I shouldn't say the more backlinks you have, the better. The best backlinks you have, the better it's going to be. So what I mean by that is not all backlinks are created equal. You can have, if you have a backlink on PizzaHut.com. That doesn't really make sense for a tree company. If you're referred on another tree service or say it's an electrician that has you as a recommended company to come work on trees around power lines, something like that. So that's a good backlink, and Google would give a lot of authority to that. You have 4 backlinks, so we've got some work to do there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a ton. Like I said, we'd get you signed up for the right backlinks. Okay. And again, giving you 2 organic keywords. So what I want to show you, just so you kind of understand what I'm talking about, and a lot of this might be, a foreign language, which I completely understand. But let's look at HoustonTreeSurgeons.com, and just as a comparison, because they're number 1, right? They're number 1 for that keyword. But as we look at their website, they have over 1,500 backlinks, okay? And that coming from 156 different websites is what that means there. And at the end of the day, it's getting them ranked for 447 keywords. Excuse me. Talking a little too much here. Let me have some sip of water. So like I said, let's just take a look real quick at these organic keywords, and I'll show you what I mean. So, Tree Service Houston, first one that pops up. So this is a buyer intent keyword, right? Tree Service Houston is what we were looking at. So what this means here, volume means, and they have the 700, this keyword has a 700 volume. That means that it's searched 700 times per month. Okay, that's a large number. This is a very good keyword. Okay, out of that, what that means for Houston Tree Surgeons here, it says traffic here, okay? They're getting 189 clicks for people that are searching that. So people are seeing, that they're in the first or second position on Google, and they're clicking on it, and they're filling out a form, or they're calling for an estimate. And as you can imagine, they're getting a ton of business out of this. So, Christopher, that's a little summary of kind of what I do, how we work, work with companies. Like I said, if you want to take these tips and use them yourself, feel free. This is a free video. If you'd like to talk and ask me some questions, I'd love to talk to you as well. So, hope this helps. Please leave me some feedback. Shoot me an email back. Just let me know, if you'd like to have a conversation, or if you have any questions. All right. I look forward to it, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.